What's up, everybody? It is your boy, the Diggity Dizzle, here with another New York Giants video. As always, I appreciate you clicking on the video. Do me a favor. You want to help the video out, want to help the old Diggity Dizzle out, hit the thumbs up. Helps out huge. Leave a comment. That also helps out huge. I always say I don't know much about the YouTube algorithm. I do know that they like when you hit the thumbs up or leave a comment. So leave a comment, hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. You know, you can watch a video first. If you like what you see, hit the subscribe button. Giants football, baby. It's right around the corner. Training camp starts next week. Chris and I did the show last night. Really pumped up to talk Giants football. You know, during the summer, I always say I enjoy the summer. I love the summer. I usually love Yankee baseball. The Yankees are driving me insane. Summer's been kind of rainy here, but it's been warm. I like the warmth. I like the summer. I don't ever rush it by. So I kind of forget about the Giants for a couple months. Once we start talking about the Giants, the competitive juices start flowing. You get excited about the season. You get excited about the cracking of the pads and everything that goes into a football game and the competition, everything about it. I'm looking forward to it. When I was on Chris's channel last night, I saw this Thursday, the Shady McCoy, LeSean McCoy. He's an Eagle. How do you expect from him? Screw him. Screw the Eagles. So just pure hatred. But I saw a couple of clips from LeSean McCoy. Now, I'm not going to play the first one. I'm only going to play the one that I have queued up here. Back in February, if you didn't see it, LeSean McCoy was talking about how Daniel Jones was more valuable to the team. Daniel Jones was the future, and Daniel Jones meant more to the Giants than Saquon Barkley did. He said Daniel Jones is the MVP of the team, blah, 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 pretty much. In a nutshell, Daniel Jones was more important. Daniel Jones had a good year. He's only going to get better. These were his words. These were his words in February. And then a few days ago, he made another statement about the same two players. Now, mind you, there's been no games played between February and now. Now, last year, we all know I was not high on Daniel Jones going into the year. He had to prove it to me. It wasn't just me. He had to prove it to the GM, too, because they didn't give him an extension last year. So, again, I changed my mind. He balled out. He played well. I'm excited for his future. I think that he's going to be fine. I changed my mind because of his performance. Nothing happened in this gap. And this is what LeSean McCoy had to say. So let me just bring it up here. And here you go.
Oh, is that facetious?
I'll go here with this. This should be an easy one. You ever seen
I know it is easy.
A boxing match, and after the fight,
yeah,
it's like it's unanimous. Like we know who the champ should have won.
Yeah.
It's Saquon Barkley. It's not even close.
Again, I didn't play the first clip, but you can look it up on YouTube. You can look it up. He says Daniel Jones is the best in February. What changed in 5 months, except for the fact that the Giants went out and got Darren Waller. They got Paris Campbell. They drafted Jalen Hyatt, and they drafted John Michael Schmidt. So they built around Daniel Jones and gave him many more weapons. Second year, and the Giants paid Daniel Jones based on the fact that they think he's going to get better. Okay? So I don't understand the total 180 for no reason. Maybe he was drunk. I don't know what his issue is.
First of all, do you know what the backup quarterback for the Giants is? You know who it is?
Is it Tyrod?
Tyrod Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
So you telling me, right? Because the Giants ran the ball a lot with the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
If Daniel Jones, let's say he broke a shoelace, right? This is, be safe. You tell me that Tyrod Taylor can't do what he's doing?
I'm not.
Are you? I mean,
smoke weed every day.
You have got to be shitting me with that. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. Tyrod Taylor came in, threw 3 passes, threw an interception, and got hurt. There's a reason Tyrod Taylor is a backup, and there's a reason Daniel Jones got $160 million with the opportunity to make $195 million. There's a reason Tyrod Taylor ain't getting that money. There's a reason Tyrod Taylor's been a backup for a lot of his career, because he's not Daniel Jones. You got to be you're either just an absolute hater, you're a damn fool, and I think you're both, because how the hell does he go from saying that Daniel Jones was great and going to get better to now Tyrod Taylor can do what Daniel Jones does? Anybody that's being honest with themselves or knows a lick of football knows damn well Tyrod Taylor can't do what Daniel Jones. Stop.
Saying he can't.
Oh, my God. Anyway, Saquon Barkley is the most impactful player on that team. He's the biggest player on the team.
We didn't say
on the
impact.
offense.
We didn't say impactful. We said valuable.
More viable.
I think Saquon's the most impactful.
Saquon is more valuable. Saquon is the more marketable. You see,
Saquon probably is more marketable. I know what that does for him on the field. And talent-wise, yeah, I've said that I believe that he's our best offensive player. That doesn't mean he's the most valuable player. That's why he didn't get paid, because he's not the most valuable player. Again, every market's driven by supply and demand. The demand for a starting quarterback in the NFL is way up here, and there's not many to fill that. So when there's low supply and high demand, price shoots up. Starting quarterbacks in the NFL make a ton of money. Daniel Jones, we looked at this last night, has the 9th. Everyone's like, he got overpaid. He's the 9th highest paid quarterback in the league. He just signed the contract. If you're just looking at guaranteed money, because that's all that matters. He's the 9th highest paid. He's behind Russell Wilson, Kyler Murray, and Dak Prescott. Would you take Daniel Jones over those 3 quarterbacks? I would. And I love Kyler Murray, but I feel like Daniel Jones is more of a gamer than Kyler Murray. So that's ridiculous.
Him on every commercial. You will never see Daniel Jones on any commercials.
What the hell does the commercial have to do with winning football games? See, I don't give a shit about what they're worth as far as endorsements go. I care about winning football games. And going forward, you want to build a team. You can't just look at what's going on in 2023. When you're a GM, you have to continue to look to build. You have to continue to have a plan. And the fact that Joe Schoen didn't give into Saquon Barkley's needs or what the media wants or what the fans want, he's running his football team the way he sees fit to run it, the way he sees fit to get this team to a championship contention level. And with what they did in a short period of time with no cap space last year, the improvement that team took, the jump that team took, the second year where they had a whole season to figure out what they wanted, bring their own scouts to these college games, know what they want to do, have a clear path, or a clear vision, rather, of the path that they want to take. I'm trusting Joe Schoen. Also, Dalvin Cook, released, still out there. Nobody's giving Dalvin Cook any money. Josh Jacobs, out of the league in rushing last year, has to play on the tag. Tony Pollard, tagged. This is nothing new. This has nothing to do with the Giants and Saquon Barkley, and has everything to do with the running back market, which is saturated with running backs. There's many running backs, and there's not a high demand for a superstar running back anymore. Chris said it best the other night on Patty's channel. There is no quarterback by committee. There's no quarterback. There is running back by committee. There is no quarterback by committee. There is no left tackle by committee. That's why these positions get paid the way they do.
I look at the offense as a defender.
What are we doing?
I'm just saying. I'm going over all the variables. As a defense comes to play the Giants. You think they're really talking about Daniel Jones?
Look at those stats. I didn't even realize that without Barkley, they're 9-13. And with them, they're 19-40. Wow. I would have never thought that.
I mean, mentioning, but the main key to stop this team is Saquon Barkley.
I agree. I'm not arguing that. I'm not arguing that. When defenses go in to talk, you're looking at the Giants, who do we got to stop? It was Saquon Barkley. That was last year. Again, if he came back, and I do believe he will be back for the year, he's still going to be the focal point of defense. Well, he should be. He's still our most explosive player. But you can't key on him anymore because of what Brandon Brown and Joe Schoen did in this offseason, getting Darren Waller, getting Jalen Hyatt, getting Paris Campbell. It's not just, he's still the most, the best offensive player in my opinion, but defenses, it's going to be tougher for them just to key on him this year.
Out of all the offensive players in the NFL, he had the 5th, I think, biggest impact as far as yards wise, at 28% of the offense for the Giants. That's not just running backs.
Yeah. And again, you look at what the Giants had around him. He was the only offense last year. That was last year.
That's on every position. Tight ends, wide receivers, whoever you name, he's 5th out of all the positions. So when you ask who is more valuable, I'm going to take the guy that has 28% of the offense. I'm going to take him. That's 5th most utilized are utilized the most in the NFL at any position?
Well said.
Hate to do this to you, Shade, but I'm on the DJ train as well. And,
Wow.
and I'm not gonna equate
This is ridiculous.
better at positions of you scheme for him.
Go to stats.
But if you go to had, so if you're
I don't know.
You have a really good running back.
Yeah.
I don't know where this is.
That the defense sucks on, right? Pause. And then he pulls it.
There we go.
Because of Bentley, you've also owned some incredible cars, some incredible ones. You told the show before, you own this, you own that. And I will very simply ask you, what would you rather invest in? A $350,000 Bentley or a $300,000 house? Because a Bentley is going exactly.
Wait, but I got a question though.
Well,
Who's Daniel Jones though?
What do you mean, who's Daniel Jones? What the hell does that even mean?
He's the
The
house.
house.
He's the house.
Yes,
Because
the
the
quarterback is the house.
because the house is the house
Quarterback's
is
the
going
house.
to appreciate over
Yeah,
time.
ROI
See, he's right. Daniel Jones is going to appreciate over time.
for the house.
You know better than anybody.
Daniel Jones is just now coming into his prime. Saquon Barkley, because that's the way the running backs go, that's a running back's life, is going to start coming out of his prime as Daniel Jones enters his prime.
On television because of your brilliance in the real estate market, the house is going to appreciate year
Bro,
after
he set
year,
him up.
and the
I know,
car
he
is
set
going
him
to
up.
He's not,
appreciate year
he's
after
not even a condo. He's like a garage.
One of the most insulting things I've ever heard of in my life. Nothing around the guy. 3 head coaches in 4 years, dealt with injuries, turnstile and freaking, offensive line, tons of wide receivers in and out, injuries all over the place. He was 6th in QBR. He was number 1 in interception percentage. He got way better. Do his stats jump off the page? No, stats don't tell the whole story. Okay? If you watch that game against Minnesota in the playoffs, he killed it. He's the reason they won that game.
Right? You can ring around.
He had 5 game-winning touchdown drives. The guy played a lot better this year.
Out. No, I mean, are we really gonna sit here and act like Daniel Jones is this superstar wide quarterback?
Nobody said he's a superstar quarterback.
He's saying that.
Okay, so that's just so like you supposed to get better each year, right? He's like I mean, I can't even say he's getting better each year. He had a really good year because he's a really good coach.
He had a really good year because he had a really good coach. Well, newsflash, dickbag, that coach is there again this year, and he'll probably be there again next year and next year. So don't you think if he has the same head coach for years on end and he gets some consistency in his life and the GM is able to build around him, that he's going to get better and better and better and better? I screwed up. I'm just going to leave it. I'm just going to leave that there and end that there. I don't need to say anything else. I think you get the point. I screwed up. Okay. I take the L for the Daniel Jones thing. For me, saying, I don't think you can do it. And I'll tell you why. There's a video. It's on my page. It's a little short video. It's 30 seconds. When I was at the Jets and Giants game with Chris and everybody, I was a few beers deep. You can tell I'm heavier and I'm feeling good. And Daniel Jones had just thrown his 4th touchdown of the game, and the Giants were up like 28-22. And I say straight out, Daniel Jones, he's got a world of talent. And if they can get him, this one Sherman was coach, I said, if they can get an offensive line in front of this kid and a real head coach, he's going to be dangerous in the NFL. This is 2019. This is his rookie year. Okay. I lost sight of that. I forgot how important the head coach and the offensive coordinator was. And I took that out on Daniel Jones. And that was wrong of me to do that. I didn't think he could do it. Not real. I mean, I always thought physically he could do it. I never said that he doesn't have the tools to succeed. I just thought mentally he couldn't. But again, the head coach has so much to do with that, to give him the confidence, to build the offense around his strengths. You know what I mean? To say, I believe in you, kid. To do what Brian Daboll did the first game of the season where he chewed him out for a really bad interception. And Daniel Jones responded by bringing the team back and winning that game and setting the tone for the year. And Brian Daboll set the tone for the year, saying, we're going for 2. And they converted it and won the game. That set the tone. That gave Daniel Jones the confidence he needed. And I saw, granted, he didn't have great stuff. We threw for 15 touchdowns, man. Though everybody wants to omit the 700 rushing yards and the 7 touchdowns that the guy had last year. Nobody wants to talk about that. They just want to talk about the passing touchdowns. But I saw a confident quarterback. I saw a quarterback when the Giants were down, 5 games, they knew it. We're down. We can come back and do this. For years, under the Shermer regime and under the Joe Judge regime, they would find ways to lose. It's like, how are we going to blow it this time? How are we going to lose it this time? Under Brian Daboll last year, it's like, we're going to win this game. We're down, we're going to find a way to win this game. And they did. Shady McCoy's an idiot. That take alone would have been really bad. Like the beginning of last year, I can see it because I would have had the same take. To totally admit that. But after the year he had, that's an L take. And if you go back and watch the same topic in February, it's a complete 180. He says the exact opposite. He doesn't really bash Saquon Barkley. He doesn't say Saquon Barkley's a garage. But he says Daniel Jones is more important and more valuable. How the hell do you do a 180 with no games being played? Like nothing else happened except for the Giants on paper got better on offense. You tell me. Anyway, sorry it's so long. The reaction videos do take a long time. 16 minutes. If you made this far, you're a legend. It's a bad day. It is. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you next time. I'm out. Peace.